we're going to talk about the finale of season 2 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, one of my favorite paranormal shows currently on the air. Before I get too far into it, please hit like, please subscribe, share it on social media, and as I'm going through it, please comment below and let me know what you think. Okay, last episode ended with them planning to go into the air to get measurements. A lot of the activity they were seeing seemed to come from the air. A lot of weirdness, including UFOs, seemed to come from the air. So that's where they're going to go. They're going to get a helicopter. They're going to get some instruments, and they're going to go up there and see what there is to see, what they can record. Are there any weird anomalies, magnetic, radiation, whatever. So they get up there, and they don't really find any interesting readings as such, except that their altimeter goes, well, I don't want to say it goes crazy. It seems to be recording something or registering something directly below the helicopter, like 40 feet below the helicopter, even though they're 3,000 feet in the air at that point. There is something apparently right below the helicopter, and it follows them, or it stays with them. They go in different places. They go up and down, and it just stays right with them. It is dogging them. For what purpose? Perhaps just to intimidate them. We don't know. Nobody on the ground could see this thing, so that was interesting. It was invisible, but only detectable by radar, apparently. The pilot is actually Cameron Fugel, Brandon Fugel's brother, which is interesting. And he is so alarmed by all of this that he aborts the mission and sets the helicopter down. They bring in Brandon, and they go over all of this with him. And of course, he's alarmed, as they all are. And as they're talking, Eric says, "Oh, and by the way, I've actually been going through the footage, and I found a bunch of other UFOs, especially on the day they sent up the rockets." So they go through the UFO footage, and sure enough, there do seem to be multiple UFOs that appeared on the day they shot the rockets. And while they are going through this footage, the cows go crazy all of a sudden for no particular reason, even though they don't normally do that. It just happens to be when Brandon is there, which is interesting. Is that the phenomenon showing off for him, or trying to get his attention, or threatening him in some way? So the cows, do a little stampede or whatever, and they take some measurements, and the magnetism goes nuts. Travis takes a reading and says the magnetic field has doubled mysteriously for no particular reason. The compasses are going wild. So something happened. It wasn't just cows acting weird. There was something of the phenomenon that occurred deliberately, one would think, since Brandon was there and he's not always there. So that is about it for the episode. So we come to the big finale of the whole season, because this is the final episode of season 2. This is the 10th episode, which is a much longer season than last season. I think there was only 6 or 7 episodes. So this is the big finale. Travis has a new theory, and he presents his new theory, and it is about asteroids. He says that there was a big asteroid that impacted that exact area 10 million years ago, and it was a devastating asteroid. And he says he has done some research on asteroids, and it looks like, according to his research, that asteroids have a habit of striking anomalous areas where strange incidents occur, like at Skinwalker Ranch. Maybe not to the same degree as Skinwalker Ranch, but strange anomalous areas. So that's interesting. One thing that comes up from time to time is the idea that the visitors, the aliens, whatever you want to call them, Willie Stryber likes to call them fairies sometimes. So maybe they are. I have no idea. I'm not casting aspersions on Whitley. But whatever they are, it is often speculated that they have been around for many millions of years. Perhaps they had a hand in the creation of humanity itself. Well, some say that this is their experiment. The Earth is their laboratory, and that they have been around for hundreds of millions of years, if not billions. So, if that is true, and the Earth is their laboratory, why haven't they stopped all of the various extinction events that have occurred? Because there have been several huge extinction events that have impacted the Earth, like the comet or the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. So why haven't they stopped it? Do they have a hand in drawing the asteroids here to cleanse the lab for a do-over? Is there a connection? What is going on there? Does that have any relevance to Travis's theory about asteroids impacting anomalous areas? Interesting food for thought, but who knows? Personally, I didn't think that theory was exciting as his big theory from the last season about the thing in the ground and the thing in the air. I forget the specifics of it, but it was a really intriguing theory. I'm really hoping they address Lou Elizondo's comments on the Skinwalker Ranch when he talked about the transition of human consciousness at the time of human birth and death, and how we can't perceive most of the cosmos. That was super intriguing. I would love for him to expound on that, why he said that, what he meant by that. So they discuss, plans for the next season. If there is a next season, I hope there's a next season. Travis says, well, maybe they can bring in a blimp, to take readings in the air over the triangle, and a couple of other ideas. So that is the, it for season 2 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. What did I think about it? Personally, I really enjoyed it. I thought it felt a little stretched at times. There seemed to be a couple of filler episodes. Again, I think that's just the nature of the phenomenon. They can only make episodes on events that occur, and they are bound to only, record the events that happen during the time that they are filming. That's why I would love for them to have longer filming periods. I know that's expensive and it may not be practical because it may not line up with people's schedules, but ideally they would have longer filming periods and they would be able to record more information and more incidents that they could then explore. Also, I thought there were a couple of missed opportunities in this season. For example, Travis and a couple of the others see some sort of weird monster, apparently, after the rabbi's ritual. They see some weird blobby monster. Why was there never an artist recreation of that? Why didn't they hire an artist to draw whatever Travis saw and show that to us? That's something that, your random YouTuber might be able to do. Not me, I can't draw. But there's a lot of people out there that do present drawings and artistic depictions of these interesting things. So why was a relatively big budget production like The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, why did they not do that? That seems like a no-brainer. Were they trying to make it less fanciful and more, nuts and bolts? We're not going to show the monsters. We're just going to talk about the magnetic readings. So I don't know what was going on there, but I do hope that if they see any monsters in season 3, that they get a danged artist to show us what it looked like. Magnetic readings are cool. Monsters, cooler. But I do hope there is a season 3 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. It is one of the more interesting shows that are out there, and definitely one of the most interesting paranormal shows that have ever been made, because the Skinwalker Ranch is just that fascinating and that anomalous, and it is where so many different things come together. Portals, ghosts, aliens, monsters. Skinwalker Ranch has it all. There's not a whole lot of other places that have that. In my research, Skinwalker Ranch is where it all came together and where I began to realize there was a broader, that the phenomenon that I was exploring, the UFO phenomenon, was only part of what I now call the greater phenomenon, which is an umbrella term including ghosts and monsters and portals and the spiritual stuff. The UFOs are just a piece of a bigger puzzle, and it is at Skinwalker Ranch especially that we get a little glimpse of that overall picture. So bring on season 3. I can't wait to see it. I really hope it happens. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to comment below. Have you seen this season or this episode? What did you think? What do you think about Skinwalker Ranch in general? Oh, and please, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and if you do, the bell next to it to be notified of future videos. Okay, until next time, Cosmic Road out.